What is up? So, two things gonna happen. Gonna do a little recap of a Sunday scalp I took, and then do a little weekly outlook. So let's dive straight into it. Looking back at that Sunday scalp, let's go back to here. I was looking to maybe take something right at the open just to get some prof on the Apex account, just so it's able for a little payout ski. But, and again, we'll get into it, but at the open, I saw this candle, I'm like, dang, fat wick lower, fat move, so I'm like, bet. Once I saw this wick form, it came up here, I got involved right there at the short, in a short, sorry, and then had a 15-point stop right here, and then was just targeting, where did I end up selling? Right here. So 1-to-1, targeted a quick 1-to-1, was risking 150, made 150, boom, like that, ipso facto, super short scalp. And again, totally chill with that because 150 on this account is like 2% of the actual account balance, not even like the 50k in and of itself's balance. So I was like, bet. But now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna be taking a payout tomorrow on the Apex, but I got my retainer in, so that's why I'm talking there. But let's kind of go ahead and do a little weekly outlook, see what we're looking for. Gonna go ahead and remove all drawings. I like doing that when a new week happens, when a new week starts. Can go ahead and get rid of the executions as well. So yeah, looking at the daily here, ES all-time highs. I'm just gonna assume it's at all-time highs because I bet you on the actual S&P 500 is at all-time highs. NQ not quite at all-time highs, and I bet you on NASDAQ it's not at all-time highs. But yeah, we can see price action on the weekly looking rather condensed, rather choppy since basically October-ish, maybe November, but still have seen some good moves. Same thing on ES, nothing insane. We did have a big move lower and then it got bought right back up. But looking at the weekly here, nothing too intriguing. Do have a weekly fair value gap that's been tapped down into twice. But last time that got tapped was like 2 months ago. Over on ES, there isn't even a fair value gap in the same price range. We do have this weekly here, but again, I'm not interested because of how often it's been disrespected. Same thing with this one. We turn it inverse here, then close up above it here, and then close down, and then close up. Not interested in that. Just because it's not a high probability FUG if it just keeps getting ran one way or another. Looking at the daily here, zooming in a bit, can see last week we had a move higher, came up to an internal buy sell level, swept it, and then kind of expanded more on Friday. Coming into today's Sunday, we're seeing a little bit of a reaction lower. We do have external sell side liquidity all the way down here, but again, this is not a target. This is just to help visualize sell side liquidity. Same thing over here. Sell side liquidity. Internal SMT at these highs with NQ failing to come up and take them. ES being obviously the higher trading indice right now, so we do have an internal bearish SMT. So keep that in mind. Looking at the daily here, can see that we have this daily bullish fair value gap that's basically been respected. We did see a body close below, but with the movement higher, I would treat that as a respected fair value gap. And then we do have this over here. But tapping back into it down on Wednesday and then seeing expansion up on Friday. Or on Thursday, sorry, expansion up on Friday out, and then today kind of mitigating that expansion. So we're going to see what happens. Our first internal sell side level we're watching is right here. Internal sell side liquidity in the form of 2 weeks ago's weekly low. So that'll be interesting to see how that wants to get treated. And again, this is pretty big, 460 points. So that's our internal daily drawn sell side if we're bearish, but again, not saying we are, haven't really deduced that yet. Internal buy side liquidity in the form of this SMT pool of buy side right here with ES already sweeping it. But looking at the daily here, you can see that we saw expansion up, market structure shift, big indecision candle. This candle here kind of respecting the mean threshold of that candle's wick. So honestly, coming into the beginning of the week, and especially Monday, even though I'm not trading, leaning bearish just to see how this daily fair value gap is treated. That's going to be my main thing this week. wanting to see what happens here, if it's respected, disrespected, what happens, because it'll help me paint a bigger picture and a better picture of what price wants to do. And just need to make sure I mark out this fair value gap over on ES. It's actually being respected nicely. Bodies closing within, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. And we see the wick all the way down, and then boom, mitigate, and literally get a close above, and then expand higher. So ES is definitely very bullish coming into this week. As of right now, again, we could want to see mitigations lower, see if this fair value gap will still hold, or get disrespected. But yeah, daily draw could be this internal sell side level, and then bullish side it would be this internal buy side level, which is SMT'd right now. Not going to be too concerned with that SMT, but do keep in mind we do have a little bit of a bullish 3 drive pattern with price coming in, putting a high, trading lower, putting in a higher high, trading low, and putting in a higher high, trading lower. This means this internal draw could be a potential target. Let's zoom into the 4-hour, fix up the charts. SMT marked out. Again, I'm not looking and or expecting to trade tomorrow. No news Monday. Don't really have any desire to look at that. So again, I'll go over that after. A 4-hour. Saw a big expansion up on Friday. And then now we're kind of just seeing a mitigation of that move. Respecting the daily fair value gap here. Failing to swing this internal high. That got swung right here. So another internal bearish SMT. Keeping an eye on it. For sure. 4-hour closing below this fair value gap, inversing it, seeing displacement down. A lot of little imbalances here that I'm not really caring about. Our next internal sell side level would be right here because it's the first area residing inside of the daily fair value gap. Technically this is, but I'm just gonna mark out the lower one. Ooh. A little bit of funky price action, not gonna lie. Mark this out. But yeah, it looks like at least on the internal side, we might want to draw lower here. Probably going to draw toward the daily fair value gap during London session if there wants to be volatility. But again, no news Monday. The past few no news Mondays have been very slow. So I'm not going to expect this to happen. And again, I'm not even getting up. I'm going to be sleeping in. Oh my goodness. So that's fire. Take that out. I'm going to be sleeping in. So it'll be nice not waking up early. But yeah, marking our London session time frame just helps me, give me something to do. Don't need these, but I like doing it. Marking out New York midnight open right here. Internal bearish SMT, hourly. Yeah, do have an hourly strong bearish fair value gap that just opened up here. Gonna want to see what happens here. 10 a.m. We have a news data low right here. See if that wants to get drawn towards. But yeah, that's really all I got. Don't even want to zoom into the 15. There's no point. I'm not even trading tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have another little outlook for the week. But yeah, up already on the week, very small, basically negligible. Because coming to Tuesday, gonna increase risk to like $200. So yeah, only a 150 winner to 200. Basically like gives us a free loss if we take a loss, which is nice. But yeah, no expectations this week. Had a pretty good week had a profitable week last week, not pretty good. But ended the week up, which is good. Didn't lose, which should be expected, but again, you never know. I feel like price action's been very good recently. Just haven't been seeing it all that great, especially in December. But coming into January, starting fresh, starting hot. First payout of January getting requested tomorrow, which will be cool. I'll do that. I'll kind of incorporate that in the, let me get a thumbnail real quick. One sec. Sorry, bro. Gotta get a thumbnail. What timestamp is that? I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, gonna look to kill it this week. Be patient, not expect nothing. But no news Monday. I'm not gonna be trading because past few no news Mondays. Looked at my data. It's trash. And honestly, just forever. There's no point to trading no news Monday. It's just good for your mental. Like genuinely, at least in my opinion. CPI on Tuesday, so that'll be good. Hopefully we put in data high, data low, can play off of that, range. Ow. And then Thursday, unemployment claims, Friday, nothing. So yeah, that's lit. That's pretty lit. How do I show my tummy? Don't really have abs type, but I do be 200 pounds right now. So I guess it's chill. But yeah, I'll catch you on Monday. Little weekly outlook, see what happens. And yeah, let's have a good this week on and off the charts. But have a good night. Let's be safe this week. Protect risk at all costs. Protect capital at all costs. And I'll see you guys Monday night, which is tomorrow. Peace.